Okay. First of all, I just want to say thank you. You're gonna hear that a lot. You're gonna hear me say thank you. In the sense that thank you God, because the things that I could have been doing is just so I'm so thankful, and the way they've been trying to normalize some of the most disturbing things, especially with the some of the things that you hear that's happening and the issues that's happening. It kind of makes sense of why they use childlike individuals, because it's a level of disturbingness that is just incredible. 2 seconds ago, I just heard some childlike individual saying something that kind of indicative of a consistent issue that's been happening in this entities running this program. So I'm a target individual, and with target individual issues, well, the target individual, what was happening to us is we are forced to deal with synthetic telepathy, V2K, DW, which is directed energy weaponry, and this is all defense technology. It's defense weapon. And one thing is for sure, it's been validated that this Department of Defense entities have had a major issue with child porn. And there's been a lot of issue with child porn to the point where Child Protective Services have ranked the DoD as being the top tier in regard of child porn circulation within the network. The Department of Defense network is ranked 19th out of 2,900. Right, so clear obviousness that there's a problem with child porn within those entities. I just heard this individual who sounds like a child. I think she's also forcing us. Well, she wants to sound even more childlike, because what she's talking about is very disgustingly disturbing. But she wants to minimize how disturbing it is, because she's saying via V2K, which is a Department of Defense device, that they're gonna dare to implant child porn. But she says it in a way that is try to make it like it's nothing. It's like you can hear her trying to make herself feel like it's normal. It's our child porn. Like she's trying to say it in that way. Well, the reality is the fact that the entities that are contracting this bottom feeder has problem with child porn. And we know what it means by child porn. It means that there's content of children doing sexual things that they're gonna implant into my computer and my devices, coming from entities that have had an issue with child porn shared within governmental network, right? So she's trying to minimize that, and I think she believes that her childlike sounding voice is gonna counter the disgustingness of it all, right? And it's nasty. But you can understand somebody who's gonna grow up where child porn is something that she does that in this casual way of implanting. She's definitely being groomed by pedophiles, meaning that the truth is children dehumanized. So I'm so thankful that I'm not in a world where this is what I would do, right? And she wants to be agitating. It's like, we're gonna implant child porn, meaning we're gonna have content of child abuse, children doing something sexual implanted in your computers or new devices, coming from entities where we have problem with a lot of employees doing that. So the truth is, she's gonna get hers. It's kind of easy to see that coming. But that's why I start off with saying I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I could have been doing that. I'm thankful that my life didn't consist of involving myself in this kind of world where child porn is such a normalized thing that implanting that onto somebody is just try to make it sound cool and try to agitate somebody in this way, which for me, I'm like, I am thankful. Thank you for making me feel dignified. And if you ever think that I can let you live that fantasy, it's never going to be the case. And the reason why she says that is like, oh no, you did what you did as a kid. They always try to exaggerate what I did as a child. When I was in middle school, I did something to myself which they always wish that it was more than that. They wish I molested a child. They wish I raped a child and everything else we can imagine. But the reality is, me in middle school did something to myself, which is what a child can do impulsively and never think twice about. And These trash are like, you know what, you're gonna pay. You abuse, so we're gonna implant child porn to protect children. Right? Obviously, this is nonsensical as it gets. Obviously, people who can threat and even tell you they're gonna implant child porn are definitely a threat to children. This is a tactic coming from people who definitely will harm children. And so they use these childlike individuals who are trying to agitate you in this way, but you see them for the true threat to children they are. And they use children too. This is why I think this person sounds like a child, but they purposely have children say these things to try to minimize how disgusting and foul they are. Not only to men, not only to women, but also children, because we know that they torture children. Matter of fact, anybody who ever threat to implant child porn or says he's going to implant child porn, they're capable of doing things to you, and not only you, but children. There is obvious correlation that they are not caring about the safety of children, because anybody who talks about implanting child porn and minimize child porn in a way that implanting child porn is something they can do just casually like that, they can do something to children. As I'm saying that, they try to say everything possible to counter the reality of that. They even try to talk about something as worse than hip-hop. While you hear these people having such an issue with child porn, and if you don't know what worse than hip-hop, please look at one of my videos, worse than hip-hop. It's going to be comical. It's going to be comical. And then go listen to my video about worse than hip-hop, and then you go listen to Project Flickr. You're going to hear the reality versus why they use children to try to minimize these child porn issues, telling that they're going to implant that. So obviously, if they say things like that, you know that they are a danger to children. You know they will harm children and even harm them in sexual ways, which there's been testimony of that. So that's why I'm so thankful. But the most disgusting part is then try to present themselves as protectors of children. Present themselves as people that care about children, as they let me know they're gonna implant child porn. Now for me, I'm just so thankful. I gotta be repetitive of that, because there'll be a day when I will not be able to say that. I'll be such in pain and suffering that I will not be able to say thank you, God, that I didn't have to live this life. Obviously, this child is doomed. You groom a child this way. As an adult, what you think they're gonna do? What you think is they will be capable of doing? You've groomed a child to already normalize the fact that child porn is something normal to use to torment and to have circulate around. The entities that even run this program, because I know this retard is not really doing anything. She's just following what is said to say. She's following what is supposed to be done. She's not coming up with these things. She's obviously being told and guided and managed. But the entity that managed this bottom feeder, this sad, pathetic trash, have problem pedophilia. To the problem where they are ranked number 19th out of 2,900. So, whatever they're going to do, because they also tell me how they're going to frame me by having these children say I did something to them, or implant child porn. I just thankful this is not the world I've been in. I rather, to be honest, as much as I don't want none of that, I'd rather be the person who will be framed this way than somebody who frames somebody like that. And I'm just thankful for that. And they've been trying to maintain this fierceness about doing that. Fierce about implanting child porn, and fierce about framing somebody, saying and coercing a child to say that something happened to them. That's what trash do. And it's very cowardly, but that's what the government needs from them. And so they will do what it needs to be done. So for me, as they try to make me accept these manipulations, as you can see, this picture is a child in 8th grade, right? I use this picture all the time to to depict the reality. When I was a kid around that age, I did something stupid to myself. It was an impulsive reaction of a child. No, it was an impulsive reaction. It was an impulsive action of a child. I did something stupid and never thought about it again. It was something I did to myself. They have to exaggerate. It's what children at that age are capable of doing. We are still in the midst of growing up. We're developing. We're finally having a conscious of adults. Not even adults, but like forming a proper consciousness and start understanding things a little bit better as we grow. Especially for boys, 13, 14 is really like a critical time in their life where a lot of things are happening. Now, obviously, the people that do these things to us know this thing very well, even better than me. But their job is to make you identify with the manipulations that you experience today. Today, they are forcing me, as a target individual, to experience this nasty sexual reaction. They then try to make me believe that when I was a kid, I was reacting this way. And they try to make me imagine that, no, when you're a kid, and give me this sensation of my memory when I'm a child of that age, that we remember before whatever you did to yourself, you was looking at this kid this way, and no, I wasn't getting the sensation and stimulation. You make me have this sensation and stimulation today. What I did as a kid, as they make me feel this, and as I'm speaking about it, they even give me stimulation. What I did as a kid is me, as a kid, to just discover myself, and they're changing. They're making me experience that as I'm speaking, so it's kind of disturbing for me because I'm trying to go through the reality, and as I'm saying that, they're changing it by making me experience in real time this falsified reaction that they want me to experience. As a kid at 13, 14 years old, I just discovered, actually late 2001, I discovered myself in the sense of discover how to please, not even how to do things to myself. So reading between the line, right? So when I discovered that, I would do it all the time, right? And it was just nonstop, every time. And one time I did it, and it was not, a time where I should have been doing it. And looking back at it now, I'm like, oh, what was I thinking? But I'm an adult man, and I understand what kids are capable of doing. So I see it for what it is. But what they're trying to do is making me have this sensation, estimation they make me have today, aimed toward children. And that feeling and sensation, it actually feels like it comes from like when I was younger than like a preteen. We talk about 9, 8 years old. But they're implanting this sensation. And when I say 9, 8 years old, it's not exactly the same, but something similar to that. By implanting that in this age, when I'm that age, so they've played around with memories even of your childhood to today. So today, you can experience the same thing, and they'll be like, no, we mapped it to you when you were a kid. You felt like that when you didn't even feel like that when you were a kid. At least it's not at that age. And when you didn't feel like that, and you were maybe like an 8-year-old, 9-year-old feeling something different than that, but they can mimic it and change and twist it around to feel like it was similar. It's a lot of manipulation. And so they make me imagine that when you saw that kid, you felt that sensation. No, you're making me feel this sensation in my memories today, and making me have this stimulation today in real time. I'm literally being forced to get arousals as they make me think, and you can hear the noise campaign is supposed to disrupt me, as they make me imagine this little girl and give me the stimulation. And they're supposed to box in this false memory by making the noise campaign that you just heard. I'm supposed to be scared. It's like, no, it's falsified. Matter of fact, right now, like I said, I'm feeling a sexual stimulation as they make me think of that. And they're like, no, we mapped it. It's a pure falsification of memory. So it's disgusting. But these people truly torture children. You heard the testimonial. These 2 videos I'm not going to put. I don't have to put the testimonies of what they do to children. You heard them being sexually tortured, suffocated, sick. And we're talking about as young as 3-week-old. So these people are definitely a threat to children, and have had these tactics of using the pedophilia type of torture to torment you. Because it's not unique to you. Everybody else has said this. Well, not everybody else. Others have said the same thing, that a lot of target individuals have mentioned the same thing. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Matter of fact, based on this no-touch torture survey, almost all target individuals with the V2K and synthetic telepathy have mentioned some kind of child porn implantation in the mind, so you can understand what they can do when it comes to reactions and stimulations and sensations, which I've heard testimony from target individuals saying the same thing. So for me, it's just never subscribing and identifying to these things. I was listening to like some random thing, and it's so disgusting the way they can create imaginations and thoughts. I was watching this dating show on Netflix, and this woman started talking about, I had a rough childhood. When I was 4 years old, I was already like doing all these things, and I had that was a rough. She just talked about how like her parents would, be like make her do so much stuff, and then sometimes she should be physically punished. I guess she would get beat or something like that. But they start making me imagine seeing her, like it just. This is how crazy it is. They start making me imagine me as a kid seeing this kid in this way will get stimulation and sensations, and say, you see, that's, and try to create these imaginations. I'm like, you guys are delusional. And as I'm speaking about it, the arousals I'm having, and I'm sorry to be graphic, but I feel a stimulation in my testicle area that they make me have by manipulating me this way, because they have the ability to manipulate your body and your arousals and your stimulations and sensations and your thoughts and your memories. So you hear these people who tell you they're going to plant child porn, have the capability to do these things to your brain, manipulate you in all these different ways, then wanting you to accept these nasty manipulations. My memory has been so manipulated that today, even memories from 2019 have gone differently. So can you only imagine my memories in 2001? It is disgusting. And then they go say, oh, black girls, that's how you react to black girls. No, that's not how I reacted to black girls. It's what you make me react today. It's a falsified reaction, which I know is what they do to me. It's disgusting. And they're making me think of black little girls, and they have me these sexual stimulations coming from the testicle area. These people, like I said, are saying that they're going to plant child porn on your computer. What do you think, and how do you think they can manipulate your brain, and how you think they can make you have these sexual stimulations? It's so nasty. And in my brain, they try to have this reaction. It's like, no, you felt like that with black little girls. Remember this and that. I was like, no, you are forcing me to have these stimulations, and it's falsified. And you're going to manipulate my memories like that. In my childhood, let me repeat that. Creating false memory in my childhood to make me accept this nasty manipulation today. And this, the childhood that I'm talking about, is no older than this kid here, and way younger. Some of this sensation stimulation that they are trying to mimic with this hint of different stimulations is as young as me in 3rd grade. When you're like a young boy and you start humping and you have this like stimulations, they try to mimic those. When you're humping like cushion, we talk about 9-year-old, 8-year-old. It is disgusting. And so now we mapped it, and just they play with those sensation stimulation and just change them. Create those in somewhere else. When you're like in 4th grade, 3rd grade, 2nd grade. And then try to change that and make them feel like you felt that when you were that age, or today, making me feel this kind of stimulation that feels almost like those same feeling you felt when you were in 3rd grade. It is ridiculously disturbing. And then they're like, no, they are. These people who tell you they're going to implant child porn. So, for me, it's just continuously bring things back to reality. These people have zero self-respect. They are disgraceful human beings, and I'm just thankful that I didn't have to live life like them. And just to clarify, I was listening to the early portion of this video, and what I didn't see in Orstar Hip Hop, I actually never saw this video that was posted on Orstar Hip Hop. By the time I clicked on the video, it was removed. But if you want some details about that and how they manipulate that to make me believe that I should be comparable to this lowlife that not only have power on child porn, but circulate child porn, please go watch my Orstar Hip Hop video versus Project Flickr. to counter reality. They are trying to talk about me going on Worst Hip Hop and clicking on a video that I never end up seeing, or try to change the memory of a video that I saw on Worst Hip Hop and force me to have like stimulations and sensation just to create this false narration. Reality is what they're trying to escape, and they're trying to get you to escape reality. So whatever is going to happen to me, I am still thankful, regardless of the horrible things I'm going to deal with, that my life didn't consist of living this disgraceful way of living.